Yo, bro, what's good? Episode number 2, session with Will. I got my man Tommy with me, TommyLand Vintage. What's up, man? How's everything going?
Good. How about you, yo?
Chilling, man. You feel me?
Hey, ski.
I wanted to, yeah, definitely ski right now, bro. I wanted to invite you to to my podcast because I feel like you are definitely one of the local emerging creatives and entrepreneurs, coming up. And I love seeing your work. I love seeing how you conduct yourself with the thrifting and the vintage and your post and just how things populate just from consumer looking from the outside. And I love how your shit look on a timeline sometimes. Make me want to cop
Right.
some shit. And I'm definitely gonna cop up, man. But first
Hell
things first, how's everything? How has the pandemic like affected you, either positively or negatively, as far as business goes?
yeah. I feel like the pandemic. I feel like it made you realize, like, damn, like, there's real shit in the world. Like, this is crazy. Like, we're in a pandemic. Like, you feel me? Like,
Facts.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it just makes you think about like business and like everything like so much more deep, and
Hell
like
yeah.
makes you like go harder. I feel like.
Makes you take consideration of shit, because I know shit made people think more like down the future. Like people now switching their 3 year plans into 10 year plans. Now they want to definitely just seek more for themselves. I guess more protection, um,
Mm.
more security in the future. That's why a lot of people starting their own businesses rather than trying to continue to work that 9 to 5. People want to employ themselves and employ others around them, and definitely I see that emerging.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I feel like,
Um,
I mean, during the pandemic, I was still working and all too. But like, even when I got off with TommyLand and everything, I was still going like 100 times harder. I'm like, damn, like, if I
hell
really
yeah,
had the time off like other
I see that
people,
shit. I
I wish
see
I
it,
would have.
man.
I wish I would have, had the time off. Some people ain't take
Exactly.
the time off. They ain't take the time to like use that shit valuably. Like, use that shit
Hell
more.
yeah.
Like,
Time management was a big thing for me. Like time management was like one of the main time management, and like prioritizing things from like what is important and I need to fix. Like those are the two things that like grew, and I've worked on more. Like just being better with like making sure that if I gave myself a deadline, if someone hit me up for something and I had a deadline for it, or if I'm shopping from something for speed and I know like I got a date that I set, that I'm trying to hit those dates and make sure that like I do everything just in line of that. And like I know for a fact that developed during this pandemic. Like that is definitely one of the things for me that I worked on, and it has definitely gotten better as far as like business goes. Like my time management and my punctuality definitely, I feel like, has gotten better. Just in that little frame of time, I definitely see myself progressing more in those two categories in the future.
yeah, that's a fact. Time is everything for real.
Hell yeah.
And what you do with that time is everything for real. Like,
Exactly. Most definitely just reaching out to people, different creatives, different business people, and just linking with them, collaborating with them. You got any collaborations in mind? I know we did a collaboration that went pretty well. Our Tommy Land ski a vintage collab. So we had the great tie dye shirt. Any collaborations, either big names or locally, that you have in mind, or anything
um,
coming up that you haven't?
as of now, nah. Like, as of now,
Nah,
no. Like, I feel like I wanna release some like merch for like Tommy
word.
Land. You know, like I want to get the name out there more. Like I want to show people like what Tommy Land, like the idea of what Tommy Land is. I want to do like some vintage ideas on like
Hell
those
yeah,
like Tommy Land, like some Astro like type like
that sound hard.
amusement park. So like throw a
Exactly.
shirt like that, make it look vintage. You know what I mean? Like get all the colors I like everything like
Hell
nice
yeah.
looking, like
And I know
just
you
express.
started. How long ago you started Tommy Land?
I mean,
I know the thrift thing for you has been forever, but I know TommyLand as a brand,
I feel like probably like 2, 3 years,
2, 3 years.
maybe. I mean, like
Hell
I
yeah.
started in like high school. Like high school, I used to do like the shoes, like Jordans. I was in the Jordans heavy, flipping
Word, I
shoes,
remember that.
reselling shoes. Then like that how that is now. That's crazy. It's all
It,
like selling.
out of this
Like
world, man.
I
I
was
had to
even
step back from that world,
I was
man.
like I mean like it was fun. Like I liked it, but like
In high school, it was fun.
I was always more into clothes though, and like my
Yeah.
thing is like I always wanted to be different. Like I always wanted to wear different stuff, rock different stuff, and like
Boom.
with like vintage, that's what I found in that. Like I remember like my junior year, I had uh like a Coogee sweater. I had a Coogee sweater, and I had some Babestas, and like I look like I see that stuff like in like rap, you know what I mean? Like music videos. Like I see people wearing different stuff. Like the reason I got
That
that
shit,
Coogee sweater, I'm like, cause it's big. BIG.
exactly. That shit inspired you.
Yeah, and it's like
I like,
nobody else. I don't see nobody else walking around with a Coogee sweater. You know what I mean?
hell no.
It's all
Exactly. And then when you feel me, the way you put it together, the way you pull it off, that's how you feel me. You get noticed like that. People hit you up. I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure at you know it's gonna be a no brainer to come to you. Like if you need that vintage plug, like
yeah.
we're going to TommyLand. We're going to TommyLand for it. Whenever I need that vintage snapback, whenever I need that vintage jersey or graphic tee or shorts, whatever, like it's gonna be a time where like people are gonna be definitely coming to you because you definitely built that foundation. You've been in that world for plus years, so like I definitely see great things coming ahead of your way, bro. Most definitely for a fact.
Appreciate
Hell
that.
yeah.
Bro.
Nah, most definitely. Shit. When I had started skied, I was like, it was one of those situations for me where it was like, I was trying to make sure that it was as authentic as it could be. Like TommyLand Vintage, that's authentic. That's you. That's a world that you've been living in. And ski,
It's different.
no
That
pun
shit.
intended, has been a life that I've been living in
Yeah.
for a few plus years, and
Land.
just like hell
Soda
yeah. So
Land.
coming up with those creations is fun. Releasing those creations is fun. The interactions, the stories, the interactions, the shit that I get from people, feedback, that shit is good. So like, I just want to keep building from there and having people encounter different experiences, just gauging with me and shit. So that's why I did ski just to keep the authenticity at tip top, man. That's what creatives that's the best shit that we should aim for is authenticity. Staying true to yourself, making sure that whatever you're doing is within your passion, within your favor. It's making sure that you're not like following behind somebody or being inspired by something, but also not fully going through. There's people who like they rappers, but they only rappers because that's what they influenced by, but it's not their true passion. So like they don't exceed as they believe they should, where they probably nice as hell and like graphic design or painting or some shit. And
Mhm.
if they went that route, even though it was probably a little bit harder or difficult to make revenue, money, or whatever your goal is in that field, it maybe make it harder for people to do it there. But I feel like you should just definitely go the route, even if it's more difficult, the
Mhm.
authentic route and shit. That's definitely how I feel. More creatives and business owners just go that authentic route for a
Yeah.
fact.
You just gotta take it serious. Like I told you the amount of time that I've been doing this, but like I feel like honestly, like it took me like a year, the past 2 years or the past year. That's like I started taking it more serious, and I started like teaching myself more about it, learning more, studying
Studying
more.
your craft.
Got to perfect the craft.
And with the thrift stores being closed, you kind of already had like your stash, your
I still had
inventory already built up. So even after the thrift store was closed, you were still getting thrift clothes still in a way,
I was still getting
or
it.
did you
I was
still
still
have like you still getting it?
I was still getting it, man.
Got them
I
thrift
mean,
plugs.
I met some people. I deal with a lot of people that do what I do too. So
That's
that's
what's
what makes
up.
it fun. And
Stay
like
connected.
we trade, buy from each other. You know what I mean? Like
That's a fact.
It's like it's a whole world. Like it's a whole like it's crazy.
It's all about who you know.
Hell yeah.
People don't people don't want to link. People want to try to do everything on their own. If you connect,
Right.
reach out, network, you find the right person. You find somebody who is willing to show you the ropes or willing to show you like, yo, look, I go to this store or I use this website or yo, I know this dude who got this warehouse or like just anything for
Yeah.
especially in thrift and like any field, like you definitely need
Exactly.
like yeah, you can have them as associates, friends, whatever you want to call them, just at least have people contacts that you could reach out to like gather
Exactly.
information or share an idea with. Like, don't keep them all in the dark. Don't keep them all in the cave. 'Cause that's how you feel me. Like us, have more conversations like this with your friends, your associates, your business owners, creatives, people around you, so you can learn something or teach something or figure something out together. That's why I want to do this podcast with people like you, people like us, so we can have more of a platform to have conversations, bring up things, connect more. Because I feel like even through COVID, like for people who weren't linking before, really not linking now. Because where you gonna go? Every place is closed now. We on lockdown. Call a friend, call a creative, call a
Right.
business owner, share some ideas, collaborate on something, or just get
100%.
insight. Hell yeah,
For real.
shit. Besides besides having merch of your own, anything else within TommyLand that you want to include? Like it could be media, any piece of content, or any other like subcategories.
Mm, I want to start like maybe like my own like kind of like podcast slash like YouTube channel maybe.
Hell yeah,
'Cause I feel like with like vintage is different from like having a brand or like having a clothing line or something. Like you I'm a reseller basically. You know what I mean? So like, but everything's like different. It's so much like behind vintage. Like I want to like create like a channel or a platform that I could like teach other people like about like the value of what I got, why it's that value. You know what I mean? Like what year this is from, why it's that much, team, that brand, this brand. You know what I mean? Like I just want to teach like my knowledge because I feel like I learned so many like new things
exactly.
over like this past like couple few years. You feel me?
That's the way to
I
go.
just want, some people look at it as like, oh, you got vintage stuff. Like, oh, you found that at a thrift stop. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like that's trash. That's garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I get like brand new stuff, like fire stuff, like heat that you never seen before. That
exactly,
that might be a $500 shirt. That might be a couple $100 shirt. You know what I mean? So like I
exactly.
want to like people like not my knowledge. You know what I mean about what I know, and I want to share like different like unique pieces to everybody.
Nah, that definitely sounds good, man. Podcasting is the way to go. We all got knowledge. A lot of us sometimes you don't want to share that shit. It's always good to share that shit. Um,
Yeah,
and like you said, like there's people who might think, hey, you got that vintage shit from the thrift shop, that shit trash, but it's TommyLand. It's your world. So it's how
no,
you
100.
like it. What you like, you grabbed it. Someone else might like it. That's a sell right there, you know? You share an experience. You're going back in time. You're going through items that which particularly you liked. You grabbed them, you resold it. Like it's just a genuine
Exactly.
transaction. You feel me? It's like it's more authentic than a flip. Like you buy a shoe, you flip it. Like it's more so your style, your flavor that you want to bring also with into resale. That's what I like about TommyLand. That it's more
Yeah.
of an experience than a vintage store or flipping shit.
Yeah, like I look at it like it's like art to me. You know what I mean?
Hell
Like
yeah, I
it's
do.
art,
Definitely know what you mean.
it's history, it's fashion. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
just to say like, oh, I got that shirt. That's from 1989. Like that's crazy. Like that's somebody's grandma was wearing that shit. Like with
Exactly.
that, and it like makes it that much tougher. I feel like
Time is like everything, yo.
hell
Time
yeah,
people don't understand like shit bring memories back. You get some old Disney shit or some old like Marvel shit. It makes you think old basketball shit, like those posters in the back. You stare at them shits, you nostalgic. Like it's easy, like Michael Jordan, Space Jam, like you get some shit like that. That shit is priceless. Like you get it $15, you get it $1,500, but like it's a piece of art, it's a piece of time. It's yours, you own it. And that shit, if taken properly care of it, this shit could live forever. You take that poster, you frame it, you good. That shit's gonna age well, and you give it to your kids, depending on what is being sold. I mean, it's all about authenticity, and nostalgic is a huge play too, because it's like people love shit that makes them think back like 5, 10 years, 15 years, like older people thinking back like 30, 45 years when they were younger.
Time. Like when I had the ice creams, like I got my own personal pair of like ice creams. Like it, like having some ice cream shoes, like that brings you back to that time. Like when Snoop was popping, like,
hell yeah.
Popping, like it brings you back to that whole like early 2000s like rap scene, like that music. That I mean, like I like music, like the music now, but like back then, like that shit.
Hell yeah.
They don't make music like that no more. Like for real.
Not at all. Fucking get the you get the old Bapes like Wayne. Nah, hell yeah. Got to definitely get them old Bape hoodies, them vintage Bape. That's got to be up next. Vintage Bape is hard. Vintage Bape bread though too. But man,
I just when you said that shit, like just even saying something like that, I thought of the old Wayne with the big ass 5X with the foot.
Hell yeah.
With the matching Force shoes, like
you gotta find that. If you find like a triple XL Bape hoodie, you gotta buy that joint.
Yo, I got it for you, and you gonna rock it.
I'm gonna rock that joint. The hood on with the ski,
yo,
with the
5X on, yo.
Nah, man. And as far as like Lil Wayne and like Pharrell, like any more people who influenced or inspired you in either in the fashion world, business world, or just in general?
I feel like a lot of like the ASAP crew inspired me too. Cause like
hell yeah, heavy.
Growing up, like I always wore like, since my name's Tommy, my name's Thomas. You feel me? My parents always like do some Tommy Hilfiger shit on me. You know what I mean? Like
classic,
I got
vintage.
Me and the old Tommy, you know what I mean? Tommy across my chest and everything, and like that shit made me like start wearing Tommy again, like more like throughout like high school and shit. And like
that's hard.
My favorite like brand, you know what I mean? And I remember seeing like ASAP Ferg in the Work remix video. He had the crazy Tommy vintage jacket with the Tommy flag.
Hell yeah, I remember that shit.
Color black block on, like that shit. I'm like, yo, I need some shit.
That shit
like
is definitely tough. Hell yeah. I'm gonna say ASAP too. ASAP too. They're definitely like huge influence on hella people. Like they was swaggy, they was trippy, they was dope, like straight like that. Like from the music to the fashion world, just like culture wise, like even if you wasn't even bumping their music, you felt their presence as far as like just how niggas dressed, just how niggas like was rocking a shit. You know, niggas had the Alexandra Wang Adidas.
Yo, I was just when you said that, right before you said that too, I thought of the German style wings.
Hell yeah, bro.
I had a pair of them.
And it's like, oh no, that's what I meant. The Jeremy Scott with the wings.
With
the fucking wings, bro.
I remember wearing them shits, yo, to the mall.
And them shits was fly. I feel like you could probably still pull them off depending on what you rocking.
You could still wear them shits.
Timeless shit.
Hell yeah.
Like ASAP, give it like 15 years, they might as well start selling like fucking action figures and shit, because that ASAP name gonna live forever. Like that shit gonna be vintage to us too. Just that whole time frame. Like
that's our culture. That's what like we've been through. You feel me?
Been through, literally, and we've been through a lot, especially within the last 6 months, man. Either growth or like downfall. But I feel like whatever it was within these last 6 months, I hope like people found growth or like a positive or like a middle, like a neutral. Like they at least realized something like self awareness. Like at least they've been self aware throughout this time and noticed things that were either strengths or things that they know were an opportunity that they could work on.
Right.
So just gotta be careful within these times. Keep that mindset like straight. Keep that shit narrow. Like especially when you're dealing with business, dealing with the pandemic, like people losing jobs, people businesses going out. Just gotta stay tough, strong, and smart about your next move, your next dollar spent. I think that's definitely a big takeaway from the pandemic for a fact.
Hell yeah.
Yo, you was telling me, you were you still doing anything with like cut and sew?
I haven't started yet.
Haven't started yet. You got what have you done one piece already?
Haven't done one piece. I got like a bunch of ideas.
Ideas? Hell yeah. Keep them
and a little
keep
notebook
them in the
full
vault.
of stuff that I want to do.
Hell yeah, keep that shit in the vault. Definitely come to see soon. That shit's gonna be lit as fuck as a fucking option on your site or just for your brand. Like you got your vintage shit, then you got your custom TommyLand shit. I definitely can't wait to see how that shit roll out. That shit's gonna definitely be tough, bro.
So yeah, like I want to create like different like pieces that like I just want to think of like stuff that I never seen before, like that nobody did before. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
The
Fire
ideas
shit.
are real. But what was that?
Nah, I said it's gonna definitely be some fire shit.
Yeah.
For a fact.
Like shirts, pants, sweatpants, jeans. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try everything. Mostly, I want to I want to focus on like t-shirts and stuff because that's like what I like the most. I love like crazy ass shirts, but
Nah, I
different
feel
ways
you.
to express myself and like show different stuff. You know what I mean? Different
Nah,
patterns, colors.
that shit's definitely gonna be a good move to take. I feel like in the fashion world, like with you being in thrift, vintage, and then you're gonna be in like custom pieces category, you definitely gonna get some people a lot of attention, a lot of engagement because those are like very narrow, and you got like a good audience. Definitely,
Right.
shit, you got a good side audience. So, shit, I wish the best for you and TommyLand. Before we wrap up anything, you got any last words or anything that's on your mind that you just want to lay out just to end the call on, bro?
Not off the top.
Not off the top. I feel you,
Not
bro.
off the top. I can't think of anything right now.
Not off
Shit.
the. Listen, bro. All I do know is that everyone just gotta stay ski.
Stay ski.
Stay ski, bro. Bro, but it was definitely good talking to you. If you definitely need some fucking vintage thrift shit right now, you got a fit in your head and you need some fucking vintage hat or some vintage shoes, or you just need one of those posters behind him, hit up TommyLand. He gonna on Instagram and he gonna
Sorry,
get
the
you right.
poster's not for sale.
Damn.
Damn, bro.
If you need you some shoes or a hat or a shirt, that's who you gotta hit up.
Gotta put these bitches in some frames, you know? Hang
Hell
them up.
yeah. Now that's a fact, bro. Pleasure talking to you. Good looks for the call. Until next time, peace, bro.
Stay ski.